Today, we're talking to Joe Sherren. Joe Sherren is a potato farmer, a sales director, a leadership expert, and the author of I Lead. He has spent 25 years helping people reach their full leadership potential. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Sherren.
We all say that, the biggest problem in many companies is communication. What people don't know is that each one of us are predisposed at birth. We are genetically predisposed to want to be communicated with in a specific way. And great leaders actually understand that. You can actually tell by just looking at them and talking to them for like 90 seconds which communication style they have been born to want to use. And then, again, it's a skill thing. You learn the skills of modifying your communication for the individual. And if you learn that, if you can learn how to assess competency levels of employees and assess how to communicate with them more effectively, you can achieve anything you want in life. And I have a fun exercise I put people through to help them learn those skills. And I've actually put some fun names on them. Well, but the four major ones are eagles, owls, peacocks, and doves. And the eagles, you can always recognize an eagle because they always have short, neat hair, a very intense look. When they communicate with you, they stare at you right in the eye. They have tucked-in clothes. They like to have their belt showing. They feel real comfortable when their shoes are polished. And when you're communicating with them, you just want to get to the bottom line. The peacocks, though, you can always recognize peacocks because they have a big, silly smile on their face all the time. Big, happy smile, twinkle in their eyes. And you even go to a funeral home, when they're standing beside the coffin, they'll say, "Isn't this too bad?" They'll always have a smile on their face. And the twinkle in the eye will cause people to say, all through their lives, "What are you up to? You're up to something, aren't you?" And they'll say, "No, why would you say that?" "Yes, you are." And they always get accused of being up to something because they have this little happy twinkle in their eyes. They like real trendy clothes. Often they are, reds and blues and stripes and flashy and stuff like that. But the number one number one color you will see in their closets is black. You go in their closet, over 50% of their wardrobe will be black. When you communicate with them, you always have to be positive, and things are wonderful, and you have to ask them about themselves, and so they have this whole different way of wanting to be communicated with. Then the doves. The doves are, these are the nice, you see, the eagles are the get the results people. The peacocks are the have fun people. The doves are the nice people. And you can always recognize a dove is because when you're talking to them, they will always have their heads cocked off to one side. And you look around, and 25% of the population you will see always have their heads cocked off to one side. In their wedding photographs, you look at their heads will be cocked off. The doves have a very pleasant smile and very pleasant eyes. And they're often told, "Oh, you have a very friendly smile. You have very friendly eyes." And you know how the eagles like tight-fitting clothes tucked in? Well, doves are just the opposite. They like these loose-fitting clothes that flop all around. And when you communicate with them, you have to be very, very personal with them. If you communicate with them and you get right to business, you just say, "Good morning, let's get to business," they will not hear a thing you've said. Because you have to ask them, "How was your weekend? How's the family?" And you have to actually engage with them in a social way. And let me warn you, you do that to an eagle. If you come in and you don't know an eagle, or you've just met an eagle, or eagle's your boss or your employee, and you sit down and say, "So how was your weekend?" And oh man, they'll get up and leave. It makes them very uncomfortable. And the fourth is the owls. The owls, interestingly enough, the owls have what's called a cross look. When owls are very pensive, they will put their whole demeanor will go like they're cross. And often through their lives, two things are said to them. One is, "I didn't know you were this nice until I got to know you." And the other thing that's often said to them is, "Are you mad at me today? Have I done something to upset you for some reason?" You know how in many communication courses we're taught to look people right in the eye when you're communicating with them? Not owls. Don't look them in the eye. They hate it. Especially if you come close to them and look them in the eye, they get totally uncomfortable. They like to have everything planned ahead. And when you talk to them, you talk about details. You don't talk about their personal life. You don't talk about results. You talk about process. And you talk about not just what has to be done, but how it has to be done. When I'm talking to an eagle, I'll just look straight at them and I'll take a serious look. And then if there's a peacock beside them, I'll go, oh, and hi. And then if there's a dove, I'll go, right? And so you just start changing your demeanor when you're communicating with each of these people. And you can improve the effectiveness of your communication by as much as 35%. If I could go through the life speaking fluent English, French, Chinese, and German, would I not be more effective in life? And would I not even be more effective if I could look at you and say, ah, you're English, I'll speak English. Ah, you're Chinese, I'll speak Chinese. Ah, you're German, I'll speak. Wouldn't I not be more effective? Okay? Think of this as 4 different languages. It's not pigeonholing people. It's looking at people and assessing the language they want to be spoken to with. That's what it is.